welcome back. This is Danberg SC. Today we're going to talk about the major, most important actions that you can do in StarCraft. We're going to start very simple with control group unit management. So we have four different actions we can do. First one is very simple. If you select any units and hold down the control key and hit any of the number keys up here, you can make a control group. As you can see down here, I just added it to group 1. You can do any of the control groups that you want. So we can do that. The next is to next up here is to add or remove from a control group. So first I'll show you adding. So I have my Marines on one control group, and let's say I want to add my tanks into it. If I just select my tanks and hit Control and then the control group, it will make a new control group. So I want to add. So first we have our Marines. If we select our tanks, hold down the Shift key, and then hit whatever control group that we want to add it to. I'll just use one as an example. Now when we hit the 1 key, all of our Marines and our tanks are in the same hotkey. I can add it again with the Liberator, Shift 1, and the Medevac, Shift 1, and everything is in the same hotkey when I hit 1. So if I hit 1, I can do anything. Now let's say I want to remove. Very simply, you hold Shift and you can either click the icon down here, or you can click the actual unit itself. And then if you just hit Control 1 and remake, those items are no longer in the control group. So very simple, shift click will add or remove from a control group. Next you can steal. Let's say I have all of these in the same control group here. I want to remove these tanks from my control group, but I want to make them into a new control group. So I don't want them into one anymore. What I can do is I can select the tanks. If I hold down the Alt key and hit a different number, you can see it will remove this 34 will go down to 32, and now I have 2 tanks into a different hotkey selection. So my Marines are over here, and now my tanks are over here. I'll show that one more time. So I have everything is in control group 1 right now. If I just select these tanks and, for example, hit Control 2, they're still in control group 1, and now they're also in control group 2. So if I want to leave my tanks here, if I hit control group 1, I'll make them across. So I have to steal them. So if we hit Alt and then a different number, now when we hit 1, they're no longer on the group, but the tanks are in their own group over here. So those are all of our unit management. Make a control group, add or remove from a control group, steal a control group. Now we can do one more that's a little bit more specific. Let's say we have Marines and all of this on one hotkey, on one control group, over here. And then our tanks are on a different control group. What we can do is I can click, let's say I want to add this Liberator to a new control group. I can click the Liberator, hold Shift, Alt, and now it's going to steal from this group and add it to this group at the same time. So now my control group 3 are these 3 units, and my control group 1 are my Marines and my Medevac. So this is all kind of the unit management. Next, let's talk about quality of life. The select all idle worker key. So let's say that we have a lot of workers that have made a building or something like that, and they're done. My idle worker key, I have it set as H. So if I hit H, it will just select one of the idle SCVs at a time. If I double click, so it'll select one at the same time. If I hold down Control and hit the select all worker button, it will select all of those workers, and I can send them all back to work. Next, let's say I have all of my units on the same control group. What I can do is use the tab button here. The tab button, as it says up here, I can tab through production and I can tab through army. So for example, if I want to siege up my tanks and they're all in the same group, if I hit tab, now I have my tanks selected. I can siege them. And if I hit tab again, I have my Liberator selected. I can have it set up into Liberation Zone. And then I hit tab again, I have my Medevac. I can boost my Medevac around. And then if I hit tab again, I'm back on my Marines, and I can A-move if I want to. So the tab feature is very useful if you have a lot of different units in the same army control group. You can also do this with production. So I'll show you. I have 3 barracks. I'm going to make them, I'll make them control group 5. I'm going to add my factory using Shift to 5, and I'm going to add my starport, Shift to 5. Now on my 5 hotkey, I have my barracks, my factory, and my Medevac, and my starport all in the same one. So first, I can make some Marines. Then I can hit the tab button, and now I'm making factory units. I can make a tank. Then I can hit the tab button, and I've got my starport selected, and I can make 2 medevacs all at the same time. Very useful, very useful. Next, last thing I want to talk about is the shift command. So what you can do sometimes is you can make, for example, I will make supply depot over here, and he will make that, and once that supply depot is done, that's where he is going to stay. I'll show you a cool trick that you could do. If I select a worker and make a depot, if I now hold the shift button, I can make him do another command. So for example, when he's done making that, I want him to go back to mining minerals. You can see, as soon as he finishes this supply depot, he's going to go back. Where if I don't do this, here's what happens. You'll see. So this SCV is finished, and now it's just standing there. Where I'm not going to touch anything. I'll show you both my hands. Not going to touch anything. And as soon as this SCV is finished, he's now going to go back to start mining minerals. Again, very easy. You select maybe however many, it doesn't important. I can have them all make supply depot. If I hold shift, I can have everyone make many supply depot, and then just let go of shift to remove that command. Hold shift again, right click a mineral patch, and as soon as all of them are done making those supply depots, they'll all go back to mining minerals. So I hope you learned something from this short little video, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Thank you very much.